Bearing in mind that if you're in the chat, if you want to replays from events like this, we do provide them to our subscribers and to our patrons. When it comes to events like Sparkling Tuna Cup or other events we have permission to share, like OSC, Platinum Esports League. Rongi Cup, Lily Cup, Kung Fu Cup as well. But let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner. Oh god. Hold on. Where's my translations, papi? Un momento, papi. Un momento. They're always bantering. Always. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the orange Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself. Oh, I'll have to fix that up. Red Zerg player himself, the South Korean Zerg. It is SHIN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Best of luck as we delve into our best of 3. As a reminder, Classic is waiting in the next round for the winner of this very matchup. Let's go. Let's go. If you're curious what they were saying, I thought it was Minsu. Something that could be a little bit confusing is that it's very rare for Korean players to call each other by their IDs. They typically call each other by their IRL names. So who's Minsu? Is that Percival? No, that is not Percival. Right. Oh. We're jumping. Invisible Man strong. Invisible Men are pretty good. They're pretty good. The Invisible Man. It's crazy. Might be crazy. If you noticed, SHIN did go for a delayed gas. He went for a hatch pool gas opener. Interesting. Now, SHIN, he's been known for a lot of 2-base all-ins. A lot of 2-base play here, especially in TVZ. We've been seeing that quite a lot. We saw that in RSL. We saw that in other Tuna Cups and other online events. We can see that ByuN, he wants that drone. Does poke back and forth. And you can see there are 0 lings for SHIN. 0 Zerglings. Remember, he went for a more awkward build, a faster hatchery into a faster pool into earlier queen production. SHIN is cutting corners. He's being quite greedy here, and I'm curious to see where he spends his gas. You can see link speed is on the way, but SHIN stays in gas. This should be for a fast lair. So I'm leaning towards a fast lair into 2-base lair play. Otherwise, we could see a Roach Horn into an early Roach all-in. But again, 2-base Roach, 2-base Muta, 2-base Hydra. That's kind of what the kind of build we expect out of SHIN. That is what he's been embracing quite heavily over the past couple of months. Is it Minsu Solar? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think Minsu is Solar. I think ByuN was making a joke that's like, oh, I thought you were Solar. And SHIN's like, we all look the same to you, don't we? All the Korean Zerg players. Smoge. As there it is going to be 2-base lair to 2-base Roach. As we mentioned before, 2-base play is very prominent when it comes to SHIN's playstyle in TVZ. And we should be seeing this every game of the series. I'm not saying that we'll be seeing 2-base Roach, but 2-base Roach, 2-base Muta, 2-base Hydra, like that's kind of what we expect. As the Roach one is hidden behind the mineral line, and we're expecting a Roach all in. ByuN goes over the scout. Oh, and he does get a scout off. The Reaper goes down, but he sees the Roach one. He knows. Yeah, ByuN, he knows. He's fully aware. Behind this, already going into his own 1-on-1 Banshee play. Getting to his own 3rd CC. Roach speed has begun. Eva Chamber gets thrown down. Now, my assumption is that Ragnarok, that SHIN was going to be going for a 2-base all-in, but because he just got scouted, he throws out the Eva Chamber for an upgrade for a longer game. So it feels like SHIN is going to be pivoting into a 3-base economy. We'll see if that's the case. +1 carapace has begun. We'll see if he joins up completely. Meanwhile, ByuN is still setting up back at home. Oh, hello. Now, my assumption was that he got scouted and he was going to pivot into droning, but no, he gets scouted and he's going to double down and go for a German taxi. Okay. SHIN, he made a couple of drones, but only a handful of them, and here come the Dropper Lords. So this is going to be for the queens. It's going to be a Roach Queen all-in out of SHIN. We do see this, we used to actually see this quite often on Gressvan, if you remember. Gressvan, Jesus, that was like 3-4 years ago. That was... but this was often seen to like all-in against a player that attempted to go into like mech. So it would try to hard counter or shut down meching players. Here comes SHIN. Behind this, SHIN does drone, actually. Interesting. Yeah, SHIN is hard isn't in this. He's pushing, and I think the goal is to spread creep on the third. I don't see him doing much more than that. Does hit the natural. I mean, he is scaring ByuN quite heavily here. Okay. Knocking down the wall. We'll see if he can spread those tumors. Boys are being pulled. Queens are exposed. Oh. Boys are being pulled, damage is being done, a tumor gets thrown down, and the tumor does not finish. As you mentioned, the goal here is to spread creep. And he fails to do so. But SHIN does at least deny mining, and behind this is droning heavily. So he's macroing. He's macroing up behind this. Again, this is a fake all-in, but it's still quite committed. And he will lose everything. Yeah, the Raven does get sniped, but the Queens go down. Is that a Raven? Yeah, well, crazy. ByuN is able to expand. And from here, ByuN should be able to counterattack. Just waiting for more medevacs. Back at home, SHIN is droning, trying to build up in towards the mid-game, and going from roaches into Hydra Tech. Okay. Most likely into lurkers, but you have my attention. SHIN. ByuN is trying to be active. ByuN's being active again. The goal here for ByuN is to try to punish SHIN's greed and punish his droning. SHIN going for his own drop counterplay. Let's go. Drop Lords are moving out. Hellions get surrounded. But I believe ByuN did scout the Hydra Den. Yep, does scout, does confirm at least some of the tech. Dropping into the main. SHIN is ready. SHIN is in position. Oof. ByuN does at least cash the Dropper Lord. And nice pick off. It does look like SHIN, he had it in the same control group as the roaches in the main, so a bit of miscontrol there by SHIN. Dropper Lord does go down. Oh, as ByuN has to respect this army. Bearing in mind that SHIN is about to max. SHIN, he's about to max out and then push across the map. At my level, people make more missile targets, the builds are less optimized. I mean, at lower levels, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can... I don't think that necessarily applies to anything that's happened in our series or in the broadcast. But yeah. I think maybe some people look at pro gameplay and they feel like we have to play this way, but at low levels, like, anything is viable. Like, it's fine. You play how you want. Meanwhile, again, SHIN is max. He does push in. 3 tanks go down, and with that, there's no background. There's no background to the army. There's 1 tank left. GG gets called. SHIN, he snowballs out of control, and SHIN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, I was concerned that SHIN wouldn't find or would be punished a little bit too hard after his move out, but SHIN did well for himself. He was able to kill some SCVs, take down all the depots, and keep ByuN contained on 2 bases while he droned up. And he got away with droning. He got away with droning up back at home, got up to 4 base economy, 4 base saturation, built up into his Roach Hydra, and SHIN just snowballed out of control from there. ByuN, he had to do more damage with his drop play. His drops didn't do anything. He traded with roaches, didn't find any economic damage, and SHIN just took it from there. GG, well played. With that, SHIN does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can claim the series 2-0. We'll see if ByuN can bounce back. Let's go as we load into Mothership. So do load in. But again, some heavy mind games out of SHIN. Winding it back, remember, SHIN, he initially was going to go for a 2-base Roach all-in, then he got scouted, and then he went for a 3-base play instead. Still went for the Drop Lord, still went for the initial German Taxi, but he wasn't committed. The goal there wasn't to kill. The goal was just to maim, was just to keep ByuN busy, force an overreaction, and then just drone up being greedy. And being greedy behind it, and he got away with his greed. SHIN, he got away with his greed, and here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the orange Terran. We have the orange Terran player himself representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself. It is SHIN. We go as we are settling into game number 2 here, and again, a very quirky build out of SHIN in game 1, and we're expecting more quirky builds here in game number 2 as well. As we mentioned previously, SHIN is known for his 2-base play. Last game went for 2-base Roach, 2-base Lair, into a fast Roach push, into heavy greed behind it. This time, gas first. Ooh, gas first into a pull, into a very late expansion. SHIN is going for an all-in. This can lead into a Link Flood, this can lead into a Bane Bust, or this can lead into a Roach Rush. What is scary though is that ByuN doesn't see, doesn't know, and because we're on Mothership, there's even a chance that ByuN fails to scout the main base as well. Scouting can be even further delayed because ByuN doesn't know where SHIN is. Oh boy. Likewise, this Overlord should not reveal itself. It does have more vision than the building itself, so we should be hiding the Overlord here on the top pillars. We'll see where this gas is going to be spent. As ByuN does go Rax expand. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's CC first. Jesus. So CC first out of ByuN, Hyper Greed. SHIN, he does have his initial 100 gas. Link speed is on the way, and is still mining gas. This is not normal. It's not normal to mine gas here. So it's looking like a Bane Bust. You can see the Overlord does stay on top of the pillar, does scout his opponent, does confirm the CC first. And I would like to see a Roach all in from here. We'll see if it's going to be Roaches or Banelings. Yeah, the drone is behind the mineral line. We need a little bit more minerals here. We have the gas for the nest. And there... Oh, wait, whoa, what? Evo Chamber? Okay, in my mind, there were 2 options. There was Baneling Nest or Roach Warren. Yeah, was that a misclick? Like, Evo Chamber is not a thing. Hold on. What's going on? So a bit of a quirky build here. I think that might have been a misclick here out of SHIN, going for the early chamber. It's kind of weird. Does cancel, pulls back into gas.
Show me those
God damn it, Diva. And it is going to be a fast lair. So we do have our lair on the way. Some inefficiencies here and there. With the fast lair, we can turn this into 2-base Muta, 2-base Roach, 2-base Hydra. But this is a really awkward early game for SHIN. He has to do something with these Lings. Link speed is not done. He needs SCV kills. Does move in. Can he get on top of the Marines? He cannot. Yeah, quick reaction there by ByuN. Hellion pops out as well. So far, nice damage though. He does get 1, 2, 3, 4 CVs. 4 CVs, nice mining. Oh, I see. We're going for Dropper Lords. We're going to be sending the Queens across the map. Okay. We're going for Queens. So it's going to be a Link Queen all in with Dropper Lords. Yep, there we go. That might be too many Dropper Lords, but sure. As SHIN is completely all in. And remember, ByuN sees nothing. ByuN, he has had zero scouting information. And he's going for a third CC behind this as well. I believe that was a faster third. Yeah, ByuN is supply blocked, so delay here on the medevac. Sorry, Liberator. So big delay here on the Liberator. ByuN is supply blocked. We do need some depots. Again, it's just been a very shaky early game. Jobs are moving out. They do scout each other. As ByuN, he does race back home. He's racing back home. 0 bunkers. He does evacuate, though. Does evacuate the low ground. There we go. Bunkers on the way. Bunkers on the way in the main. At least he scouted. Otherwise, ideally, SHIN would have forced a fight on the low ground. He would have forced that fight. Trying to push further in. The boys are being pulled. Queens, they drop over the wall. Yeah, they're going for the Hellions. SHIN, can he break through? It's close. It's so close here. Marines, they go down. Clutch transfuse, keeping the Queen alive. But the bunker finishes. Yeah, the bunker does finish. Liberator as well. And it looks like ByuN is holding. Yeah, ByuN, he's holding on. Massive big offs here. Liberator goes ham. Yeah, mass repair on the Liberator. Queens are going down one after the other. And the all-in is failing. The all-in does fail. And again, it is crucial that ByuN saw the drop lords in the middle of the map. It is crucial. It's quite lucky, actually, because remember, ByuN didn't know where SHIN was. He didn't know where he was, and he happened to be going in that direction. So very fortunate there for ByuN. And SHIN is in a rough place. SHIN is in a very rough position. As SHIN, he needed more damage. SHIN is behind. SHIN, he's behind economically. He's only on 2 bases. ByuN is on 3. 3 bases, 3 orbitals, extra mules, extra workers. ByuN is getting further ahead, and SHIN forced into 2 base muta, but it's delayed at 2 base muta. Oof, very delayed. Now, ideally, these mutas are able to buy time, right? The goal here is to deny drop play, is to get some economic damage and keep ByuN busy back at home, while SHIN claims a 3rd and a 4th, and most likely double expands. So that is the goal here for SHIN. That is the goal. There's a very slim chance that this works, but I mean, what else can you do, right? Like, like you have to take a risk, you have to gamble. Otherwise, there's no coming back in this game. Here come the mutas. Scan reveals the spire. Oof. That's it. ByuN knows. ByuN is aware. And turrets are on the way. Yeah, turrets are being thrown down. Ay, ay, ay. Now, all that ByuN needs to really do here is just chill. Just chill, calm down, build up on 2 bases, claim a 3rd, throw down your turrets, and then push on 3 expansions. As SHIN is looking for damage. Just gotta be careful. Ooh, SHIN, he commits in. Yeah, he commits in. Stim is done. SHIN gets punished. That was not worth it. Oh. Yeah, he's getting surrounded. Losing 1 muta already. Losing 1 mutalisk. Rotating to the natural. Doesn't get much done. And ByuN just has to make sure he's in position. Widow Mines are getting caught out. Okay, gets 1. Gets 2. Nice moves out of SHIN. 2 Widow Mines and a couple of Marines. Finally, some damage. It's something. It's not bad. Nice big offs. Behind this, SHIN is still droning, still saturating, still catching up. Gets 2 Marines. Not bad. So SHIN is getting some value at least. Just finding some value. Oh, has to be careful. Ideally, he wants to catch these medevacs. Fourth base is on the way, and again the fourth base is late. SHIN cannot defend if this army gets across the map. That's why he's just so actively here trying to delay, forcing out some stims, forcing a burrow. He has to delay. And ideally he's able to collapse on half the army at a time. Tells him to fight half at a time. Hey, finds these Marines, okay. We'll lose 1, we'll lose 2 meters. 2 meters go down, but not the worst trade here for SHIN. That was what, 2 meters for what, 8 Marines? SHIN ready for a run by. Baits out the mine shot, catching a widow mine, okay. And once again, very meticulous moves here by SHIN. Behind this, he's still droning, working on 2-2, slowly building up his Ling Bane. Meanwhile, ByuN likewise working on drilling claws, and I believe I saw a Thor. Yeah, he's got 1 Thor. He has a 1 Thor with the main army. SHIN, he is still not yet recovered. Like, SHIN is still behind. But he has been gaining at least some value. We got 3 turrets being thrown down, Jesus. Turrets on the way. SHIN, he rotates over. There's only 1 turret here at the natural. There's an opening. Oh. Gets a mine. Yeah, I was going to say there was an opening here, and I think ByuN saw it as well, so he throws down 2 more turrets. 3 turrets at the natural. ByuN does seal this up. And now there isn't really a way in. ByuN is turtled up very nicely. He's turtled up nicely. 3 threes on the way. Once again, the best that SHIN can hope for is to scout this kind of flanking army and to pick it off. The Thor does help. Oh, no, the Thor gets caught. Yeah, Thor gets caught out. Bit of miscontrol out of ByuN. A nice pick up here by SHIN. Catching essentially a free Thor. Oh, SHIN, he has to be careful though. Oh no, the mine shot. Oh god. The mine shot goes off. Brutal connection. SHIN, I said we have to be careful. Aye. Again, SHIN's army is so fragile. It's so fragile. He's behind in upgrades. Thankfully, 3-3 doesn't kick in yet. Bleeds out some Banelings. SHIN, he has no Infestors. He has no Fungals. Nice pre-split here by ByuN. And now finally, ByuN pushes. He's finally able to move out across the map, but Lings they attempt to run by. Base goes down. As I mentioned, SHIN cannot engage. He's trying to lure the army further into creep. SHIN is hoping for a surround. Creepers are seeding. We gotta go for it. Does pull the trigger. SHIN commits. Yeah, SHIN commits in. We get some okay Baneling connections. Not bad. The Banelings are connected towards the end. Okay. SHIN collapsing on the Marines. Getting on top of the Thor. And SHIN, he looks like he will barely clean this up. The Mutazay still reign supreme here, but there's no Willing Bane. Yeah, there's no Willing Bane on the ground. And the scary thing here about what just happened is that is all that SHIN had. He has no bank, right? Because of the worst economy that SHIN has had this entire game, he has no bank. So ByuN will be able to remax faster. That's why the soup does lie, papi. Like, both armies were close in supply, but ByuN had a bank, ByuN has an economy, SHIN does not. ByuN now has the better upgrades. 3-3 is now done. Likewise, ByuN is almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. A nice catch here from SHIN. Gets a Widowmine. And ByuN is maxed. Oh boy. ByuN does roll himself into the bases, pushing in towards the natural, going for the kill. Banelings, they try to roll in, they run into mainly Marauders. Oof. As Banelings, they do not quite connect. Nice splits, nice spread. Banelings off a creep, they barely do anything. And ByuN can just keep pushing into aim if happy. You could argue maybe too many Marauders, true. Not much anti-air here for ByuN, but GG gets called regardless. And ByuN ties up the series. We're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does have the series. We're going all the way to game number 3. We're going to the ace match. Winding it back here again, SHIN, he was hyper all-in, hyper aggressive early on by going for the Link Queen all-in, going for the Dropper Lords. As soon as that failed, SHIN was behind. SHIN, he was very, very far behind. The Hail Mary play for SHIN to try to recover in this game was to go into mutas. The goal there, the hope was to catch some SCV kills, kill some workers, catch some medevacs, catch some marines, and buy some time and slowly catch up and max out. But if you recall, ByuN scouted. ByuN scanned the natural, so he saw the Spire coming. SHIN was already almost dead in the water to begin with, but then ByuN was able to scout, confirm, and he was able to keep up with the mutas. We did see that SHIN did find some damage. He was catching some marines here and there, some Widowmines here and there. He caught a Thor, but the reality is that that was not enough. That was not enough damage that SHIN was finding, and with that ByuN snowballed out of control. But here we go, we're getting into the ace match. Oh boy. Un momento. There we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the orange Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg. It is SHIN. Here we go. We've made it to the ace match, the final series of this semifinals match, bearing in mind that Classic is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. It's either going to be a PVZ or PVT. Oh boy. And again, SHIN has been hyper aggressive, hyper all in this entire series, going for different builds, of course, but this is kind of what we expect, right? It's what we expect out of SHIN, and we're expecting more aggression here in game 3 as well. We'll see what kind of aggression. Once again, it is going to be a hatch pool opener out of SHIN. ByuN going for his own CC first, 2 games in a row. Jesus. Bold move versus SHIN, but it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off here. So CC first into a later Rax. Hyper greed out of ByuN. And he should get away with it. Same build he went for last game. Also, when it came to last game, we did give a lot of emphasis to the drop from ByuN. If you recall, before the muta play, before the 2 AC muta, we saw the initial Link Queen all in, and the drop lords were scouted by the medevac going across the map. That was also kind of like the big pivotal moment that allowed ByuN to defend and to survive that early game. As soon as he saw the drop lords coming, it gave ByuN the time he needed to pull back, to evacuate the low ground, to set up his bunker in the main base, and to fully abandon the low ground instead, to make that stand on the ramp, and with that he was able to hold, defend, and survive. if he hadn't seen the Joppa Lords, then he would have most likely fought on the low ground instead. Been caught out on the low ground, and we would have seen a very different outcome. So big moment there for ByuN. Otherwise, SHIN, he's banking up gas. He's banking up a lot of gas here. So once again, we have link speed, most likely into a very fast lair. So delayed third base, faster lair out of SHIN. Now, so far this series, we've already seen 2-base Muta, we've seen 2-base Roach, we have yet to see 2-base Hydra. So that's the one thing that we have yet to cross off our bingo card here for SHIN. That'll be in the back of my mind at least. Otherwise, on a map like this, on a map like Winter Madness, I'm not opposed to Muta play. Not opposed to it, but I am opposed to going Mutas 2 games in a row. Like, that's something that I'm not fond of. Eyes are on SHIN. Is going to be Roaches. Okay. Hidden Roach Warren. We're going for the Roach all in. Let's go. Let us go. Now, if you remember, we saw this same build in game 1 on Ruby Rock. We did see it in game 1, but we saw a different variation because ByuN scouted. ByuN, he saw the Roach Warren, and that forced SHIN to go for the Evo Chamber, to go for an uncommitted push and drone up instead. We saw that in game 1. This time, we'll see if he gets scouted. We'll see if this time he just doubles down early on instead. As I believe the Evo Chamber was a response to the scout. I guess we'll see. Here we go. A Roaches are on the way. SHIN, he's not droning. ByuN is moving out with his early Marine drop. He will scout with this as well. As ByuN does boost in. Lings will zone away. ByuN, he doesn't see the gas. Oof. Yeah, he fails to see the he fails the scouts. We have Hellions here on the left-hand side. And ByuN is getting a third CC. And he's going for the add-on swap as well. ByuN, I don't think he's seen the lack of drones yet. It's been a while since the Hellions went for the dive. And now he knows. Yeah, now he knows. Here comes your all-in. And ByuN needs bunkers. ByuN, late scout, late reaction. Bunkers now being thrown down. SHIN, he's halfway across the map. We need those bunkers. But regardless, though, at least ByuN, he saw. Right, he saw the army. He has some seconds to respond here. We have 3 bunkers on the way. Liberator does catch some of the army. Gets a Ravager. Jesus. 1 Ravager goes down. Hellion shots going off. We have a full wall. Liberator does reposition. Oh my, does target fire as well. And ByuN is holding. Yeah, ByuN, he does hold. Insane here, catching out 2 Ravagers. And that's it. I mean, that's all he had. I mean, with that, ByuN, he repairs the depot. Maintains the wall. Bunkers are done. And SHIN is forced to drone. Oof. Yeah, the all-in has failed. He's forced to drone up. Tank volley's going off. Zoning back SHIN. SHIN, he'll at least get some damage here. Okay, gets 2 depots. Takes on 2 depots. SHIN is still droning up heavily. And looks like SHIN will heavily supply block ByuN though. Does get every depot. Okay. Takes down all the depots. Massive supply block for ByuN. And this will slow him down. This will slow ByuN down. SHIN now getting a 4th base. As we mentioned, he's droning up as much as possible. Taking his gases. Building up his upgrades. SHIN has a lot of catching up to do. There's a lot of catching up to do. But again, at least he was able to deal some damage. He was able to contain his opponent, force out all these bunkers, supply block ByuN. SHIN is still in this game. It's a shaky start, but he's still in this. As Lings, they do poke in. Does he get the tank? Wait, what? No, the tank! Force to lift. Yeah, force to pick up. Oof. A lot of tank shots going off. That's a lot of Lings going down. That's how many? That's 39 Lings falling so far. SHIN pulls away. ByuN claiming his third. As from here, SHIN pulls away. We have a safety infestation bit here. This will help. This does allow for infestors and fungal growths. So SHIN, he is building up in towards the mid game. He's droning up to 75. He's got an economy. SHIN is holding his own. As we mentioned before, the supply block did help quite a bit. Did help. Oh no! Yeah, Ravager goes down for free. Gets one, gets two. Two free Ravagers. Some rough pathing there from SHIN. Drop comes in from behind. Hive is on the way. I assume the pit was going to be for safety infestors, and there we go. We have a couple of infestors on the way. I feel like SHIN has recovered at this point. SHIN, he has recovered. SHIN is gaining map control. He is able to build up his economy. He's able to max out. SHIN does have an inefficient army. This is far too roach heavy, so SHIN does have to throw away some of these units to refine his composition. But for the most part, SHIN is in this game. SHIN is in this. We actually have a game. ByuN is being active with mainly with drops. Back at home, he's building up his own bio army. ByuN forced to pick up. Fungal's coming in. We're going for the Metamax. Bold move. Yeah, cheeky move there by SHIN. Was not quite worth it. Ultra Caverns on the way. We got two more Infestors, two more Fungals. SHIN does spot the army. He's got that Fungal. Doesn't quite go for it though. ByuN also playing it safe, pulling it away. ByuN does spot the Infestors. Again, so far SHIN is keeping up. He's keeping up, he's holding. Kind of sweating is on the way. That's going to be the big power spike for SHIN, are going to be these Ultras. And ByuN isn't ready for them. ByuN, he is maxed, but he's maxed out on Bio Tank. Ultras can excel. We have to make room there. The reality is that we have to make room for the Ultras. Microbial Shroud. Okay, let's go. It's been a while. But SHIN, he has been embracing Microbial Shroud with his Ultras. For those that don't recall, Microbial Shroud was buffed quite some time ago at this point. Does help against any range attack instead of just purely anti-air. Army collapsing in, getting a tank. Not bad. Gets one. Can we get two? The Biles! Ooh, barely not. He needed one more Bile. Nice Fungal, no follow-up. ByuN does maintain this position. Meanwhile, again, as we bleed out Roaches, we have Ultras replacing. Plenty of Ultras on the way. And as we mentioned, ByuN has no Ghosts. No Ghosts, no Liberators. ByuN is not ready for Hive Tech. There's no Academy. And SHIN can do this. He can pull this off. With a couple of well-placed Microbial Shrouds, this tank line can be dealt with. We just need the Shrouds. ByuN does hit across the map. SHIN commits. Yeah, he does commit in. There's the first microbial shroud. There's a second. Again, pushing into the siege line. There's a third. All the way to the tanks, just creating a pathway. And that's a heavy overstim here for ByuN. Ooh, does Kai well though. Kai's back. It cleans up every single ultra. And this is all that SHIN has, by the way. Like, this is this is very committed. As SHIN is being bullied back. SHIN, he does lose all of his ultras. And anti-timing. +3. Yeah, +3 is finishing up after the fight. Oof. Ay, ay, ay. As SHIN is forced back. Now, I am heavily concerned here for SHIN. That was meant to kill, by the way. That was supposed to kill. That was meant to end the game. That was a big commitment by SHIN. Ultras are not cheap. He lost, I want to say 6. Yep, 6 ultras just went down. And now SHIN is down to 3. And SHIN does not have a gas bank. So it's time to do that again, this time instead with Vipers. So Blinding Clouds will help. When it comes to this army though, there's no more tanks. The tank count is still very low, it's mainly ByuN. Bailey's getting called out. Burrow's on the way. SHIN trying to commit in. Baiting at the mine shots. Oof. Base at the mines, trying to chase. Vipers here extend for a moment. Yeah, they overextend. The double drop towards left hand side, takes out all the spine crawlers. The space looks like it will go down. SHIN does get a planetary though. And we're trading bases. We're trading a base for a base. Oof. Bailey's a smash in across the map. And this does hurt ByuN a little bit more. True. ByuN did lose a mineral line and not just the planetary. So ByuN does lose a base. ByuN is remaxed, this time with Ghosts. He's refining his army. Ghosts are on the way. Liberators as well. We spoke about it earlier, but ByuN, who was woefully underprepared for Ultras without Ghost and Lib, but now he has it. Now he has Ghost Lib. ByuN is perfecting his army, and Ragnarok is, or SHIN is still stuck with the same. Still stuck with the same. So another hatchery falls. SHIN is up to 9 ultra. Okay, 9 ultras. That's a lot of ultras. It's a lot of ultras, Pappy. Now going to be collapsing in. The ghosts are exposed. Oh no, the ghosts! Oh no, he wants them. Yeah, ghosts are too far forward. Gets one. Can he get the others? He can. Yeah, massive big ghost here. He gets 1, 2, 3 ghost kills. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN, he does pull away. Bailey's are rolling in. Oof. That's going to be 5 ghosts going down. With that Bailey's a rotate, and SHIN, he's done it. He's done it. He has broken through. It breaks on through. ByuN was just out of position. He was out of position. He was exposed. The ghosts were all forward. And ByuN will lose everything. Every mineral line's going down. Ay, ay, ay. The 4th, the 5th, the 3rd. No mining whatsoever. Heavy mule hammer here at the forward base, at the northern base. But ByuN, his economy's in the gutter. And he lost, how many was it? 6. Oof, 6 ghosts went down. The pants were down for ByuN, papi. Ay, ay, ay. The pants were down. And ByuN is all in. ByuN is all in. And again, ByuN, he had the composition to defend. He had the setup. It's just his army was out of position. Right? The army was out of position. He was caught out in the open. A nice drop here. Does take down 29 drones. Jesus. Okay. Fungal's coming in after the fact. ByuN does take a bit of fight. Again, he has a more efficient composition. Catching up 32 workers. And SHIN needs to be careful. SHIN has to respect the army. Now, this is where I have to be a little bit concerned myself. Again, that was 33 drone kills. There was a Liberator here on the left-hand side as well. But ByuN has mules. Remember that. Mules, like, they're a big factor here. They're giving ByuN a lot of minerals here at that northern base. And SHIN has to re-drone. Okay. SHIN is re-droning, resaturating. ByuN is building back up his ghost count. Currently, ByuN is on 7 ghosts. We have yet to see any big snipes, as he got caught out earlier, of course. But now he spots the army. ByuN is aware. And you can see here, this time ByuN pulls back his ghosts. This time they're behind the army. If you recall, the reason why SHIN did so much damage was because the ghosts were in front of the army instead. It was just they were heavily out of position. Nice drop, a very nice drop. Ooh, the fungal will punish. Does not save the ghost. ByuN forced to pick up. But again, a really impressive comeback here by ByuN by catching 32 drones. SHIN does split up his army. Ghost moving in. Gets one. Ooh. Did miss that final snipe. There we go. One ultra does get picked off. The other is very low. Snipes coming in. Not quite catching the Ultralisk. But a nice engage there by ByuN. As the Ultras are softened up. SHIN, he has to fight for that expansion. Ooh, snipes going up. Nice fungal though. Oh my god, massive fungal the ghost. There you go, to get caught out, dragging mine shots into the army. Once again, the ghosts are the first to go down. Oh my god, another mine shot, more friendly fire. And Ultras, they break the expansion. They break the planetary. Massive pickoff. SHIN is supply blocks. But once again, that was a better fight for SHIN. As he almost reset the ghost count. And likewise, ByuN can't afford all those losses. ByuN down to a 1 base economy. Remember, here he has no natural. He has nothing in the main. He has half a base here at the 3rd. And half a base here at the 4th. So 1 base mining. ByuN is starving out. ByuN is starving. And SHIN has bases. That's way too soon. Never mind. ByuN repositioning. SHIN getting ready for a surround. SHIN needs to be careful. Doesn't quite go for it. Yeah, still quite tense. But again, now the ghost count is very low. ByuN has just been losing so many ghosts here, but nice tank volleys. Takes a punish. Punish the army. Expansion goes down. Scan reveals top right. ByuN is on the way. And ByuN not even getting a fresh expansion. That's the natural floated over. Ultras, they collapse in once again. We're going to drag the army through the minefield. Nice fungal. Oh my god, the fungal lands once again. Collapsing on top of the ghost. Mine shots are going off. Decent mine connections. Ultras, they're going to be on their own. Ultras on their own. Getting one, getting two, getting up to three ultras. Banelings do not connect. Drop on the top side. And once again, ByuN does outtrade the army. Oh, the fungal though. Yeah, fungal does catch, and the army just too low. Yeah, too low on HP. Oof. The fungal was brutal. And SHIN, has he done it? Finally. Can he do it? Not quite. As things, they hit the southern expansion. Catching in more SCVs. ByuN down to 12, sorry, down to 14 SCVs. And barely an economy. This does feel like the last ditch effort here for ByuN. Just doing what he can. Remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for SHIN. SHIN, he has bottom left, and he has top center. SHIN has mining. Has mining going on. No banelings here or infestors. SHIN. SHIN trading very inefficiently. Bleeding out so many Zerglings. Marauder getting thrown away? Ah, it does. Okay, it does pull away. Does pull through. But again, this is just so scrappy here. We have these are like the two most important bases. We're right next to each other. We're right next to each other here. ByuN is pushing in. Still has the greater army. Dragging the army through the minefield. Massive connections. Oof. Yeah, massive mine shots. Lings are going down. 2 ultras remaining. Soon down to 1. Oof. Casito. And barely forced to pick up. No planetary. Mules are going down. These are fresh mules as well. Relatively fresh. Oof. It's a lot of mules. ByuN's still holding on. Oh my god. The mule hammer, pappy. Can he do it? Nice catch with the Zerglings. Ooh. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Marauders. Getting a 4th Marauder towards the end. Does force a reaction here by ByuN. As ByuN reacts, we should be moving in. SHIN doesn't pull the trigger. Waiting for more Link Bane. Adrenals on the way. SHIN is bringing everything together. ByuN, does he notice? The fungal, pappy. SHIN ready for the final fight. He wants that fungal. Here it comes. SHIN, he does commit in. Fungal does connect. Yeah, massive fungal catching at the army. And GG gets called. GG gets called, and SHIN, he had to fight so hard for it, by the way. He had to fight so hard, but GG, well played. He will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. A very, very intense series there out of SHIN and ByuN as well. Bearing in mind that SHIN was in a really rough position here. It was a failed all-in. Remember, SHIN, he went for a failed all-in. SHIN was behind, and SHIN was desperately droning, desperately saturating, trying to recover, trying to bounce back, and he did. SHIN, he was able to recover in the mid-game and able to rush into Ultra Tech. We saw some back and forth trades, of course, but everything, and we saw that ByuN recovered as well. He was able to recover, able to bounce back, able to build up into his own ghost and have some better fights, but it all came down to that one big moment where ByuN got caught with his pants down, where he lost 6 ghosts. If you remember, both armies were maxing, but ByuN, he left his army idle in the center of the map in between his bases, and his ghosts were in front of his army. And that was the moment where SHIN, he saw that moment, he saw the opportunity, he pounced, he was able to catch out all those ghosts. And not just that, that was the moment where he killed like 50 SCVs. he killed, unironically, it was like what, 52 workers went down, a critical economic damage, and with that, ByuN never recovered. It was still quite close. SHIN had to fight very, very hard to actually kill ByuN, even after taking that massive lead. That was thanks to ByuN killing 30 workers in the top right hand corner of the map, so we did have a bit of a back and forth, but overall, SHIN did take a massive lead after crippling the economy. ByuN's economy never quite recovered. Never did recover, and here we go. Let us catch up on the rest of the bracket. Let us catch up on what is coming next, not just the grand finals, but also you know what time it is. La Rifa, papi, la Rifa. Let's go. It is time for that weekly random raffle.